Hey, everybody. Welcome to Drive Facebook Live. I'm Tony Whistler, and that's Carla Weiss. How's it going, Carla?
It's not going great, and we have a great show today.
We do. We have a wonderful show because we're going to be digging deep into the Drive Master workshops with count them, six of Drive's workshop instructors who are also shop owners. And I'm just going to rip through their names. We're still waiting on one of our good instructors. She'll get in here soon enough, but I'm going to list everybody and then we'll just go around the room and talk a little bit. We have Jesus Vargas, we have Dan Vasquez, Chris Probst Burling, Bob Stout, and Mark Bagg. And we hope that Deanna Cole will make it in a minute as well. So let's just start with Jesus because he's the greenest of all of us. He's the newest instructor. So thought I'd ask him, tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your shop, and then tell us a little bit about the experience you've had as an instructor, because I'd love to hear your stories.
Yes, sir. My name is Jesus Vargas. As he said, I'm the greenest of all drive instructors here. Been instructing with Drive maybe a little bit over 3 or 4 months now. And I'm in Orlando, Florida. Uh, I've had my shop here in Orlando, Florida for about 17 years, probably been working on cars for about 20 years. And it's called C&D Tires and Auto Repair. Like I said, I've been serving Central Florida for about 17 years. And outside of cars, I like to go fishing and run half marathons. That's probably all there is for me.
Oh, great. And how have the workshops been going, generally speaking?
Workshops are going great. We are in the middle of my uh, third workshop right now, professional service advisor training, and we are offering that class in English and in Spanish. And we also do controlling the front and essentials of shop management in English and Spanish as well.
Very nice. Well, very good. So everybody knows Jesus. Now let's move over to the person who I believe has been doing workshops for me the longest, and that's Mark Bag. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, thanks. Yeah, Tony, I think we started out with just you and me and Larry, right?
I think
Jim
so.
had Jim Saley had flown the coop and turned his duties over to me, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, at least.
Yep. Yep.
And my shop is in New Canaan, Connecticut, and my wife and I just finished 34 years. And thanks to Drive, I've been able to instruct and not have to be at the shop every day,
That's beautiful.
and have a fair amount of free time as well. So to pursue my hobbies.
Very good. And then Deanna made it in. I mean, she's tardy, so we're all instructors. So should we
I
give her a
want you
little
to
bit
all
of
feel at home.
tardy
How did Carla
instructor?
put it? We're just like our employees now, right? Hiding places.
Just like your employees.
So Deanna has been with us the longest, except for you, Mark. So let's go to Deanna. Tell us a little bit about you and your shop and how your experience as a workshop instructor has been.
I started in 2024 January, and there's several different types of classes. That was interesting. So it was like a learning curve. Every time I had a class, it was a new learning curve. But I'm doing essentials of shop management now, for the most part, in leadership. And I absolutely love it. It is so seeing people come onto the program that, and a lot of them are very competent and have a lot of things that they know. So it's just very rewarding to get them on the path that I walked, that Mark walked, that everybody on this call walked that path of you knew you were qualified, but you just really didn't know what to do. And that's the beauty of Drive. They've set the steps out there, they set the path for you. It's for you to step on it and go. So
Very
I
cool.
love it.
Now, the person who's been with us the longest after you, Deanna, is my good friend Chris. Like, did you just change your name?
I
I
love
just
it.
saw that. I like formally. So everybody knows Chris as Chris Probst because she's been with the program for years. But congratulations, Chris. She just got married recently.
Thank
And
you.
now I'm assuming your last name is pronounced Burling, right? Is that correct?
No, it's actually Beerling, like beer.
Beerling. Oh, very nice. So I've been getting it wrong all these weeks since you changed it. So everybody say hi to Chris Beerling and tell us a little bit about you and your shop and a little bit about your experience as a workshop instructor. Oh, by the way, she also specializes for me with the financial workshops. So that's very nice. So fire away, Chris.
My name is Chris Beerling, formerly Chris Probst. I own a shop in Denver. I've owned that shop for 24 years. And I started instructing for Tony, I think it was October 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I think was somewhere in that neighborhood. It's been an incredibly rewarding experience. I teach keys to understanding financial reports, how to read and understand your financial reports, managing an effective bookkeeping area, managing shop finances, QuickBooks Online Essentials, and I think that's all of them.
I think
I
you named them
absolutely
all.
love it. I absolutely love it. And I love giving back to the industry. It's been very rewarding for me, and I love helping other shop owners. Period.
That's beautiful. And then we have Dan Vasquez, who is next in line. Dan, tell us about you, your shop, and your experience as a workshop instructor.
Yeah, so I've got a European specialty shop in Rockland, California, which is up north near Sacramento. We've been in business since 1998. I bought the shop in 2013 and took it over. Let's see, I've been instructing now for a little bit over a year, I think, with Drive. And it's been a great experience. I started out really nervous, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? People are going to laugh at me. They're going to stare at me. And then
We are going to
and
stare at you.
yeah, no, and yeah, and they stared, but they didn't laugh, at least not to my face. So that was good. And so, now that I've been doing it over a year, now it's just a lot of fun. I'm meeting some great people, some great shop owners, people who are really interested in what Drive has to offer. And I just love it when they engage. And we have some great. I know all the instructors will say this. I mean, we love it when people engage and they open up and talk about their shops and talk about what they're doing that's going well and talk about what's not going so well. And then we work it out, and it's a lot of fun.
Very cool. And then last but not least, we have Bob Stout, who he's been with us longer than Jesus, but he's one of my new guys too. And I love having him in the Drive team. Tell us a little bit about you, Bob, and your shop and your experience as a workshop instructor.
Awesome. So I own First Automotive. Been in business now going on, well, it's going to be 40 years here coming up. Time's gone by fast. Recently, about little year, 2 months ago, we opened up a second location, which is doing very well. Been a Drive client now about 10 years. I got 3 children now that are actually running both the shops for me that are Drive clients. So I owe a lot to Drive because it definitely has given my freedom. In fact, I'm looking forward to head down by Jesus down in Florida here pretty soon. But the experience has been fantastic. What I really like about it is being able to share real life experiences with, other shop owners, because I mean, I think everyone on the instructors, we've all been pretty much through the same thing. And I got to tell you, I was always that guy that sat in the back where Larry picked on, because, I kind of hid, because kind of like Dan, I was always kind of, a little shy and a little embarrassed. Like, there's some big bad shops out here, and then there's little me. But what you find out is the real life experiences go a long way, and a lot of sharing goes on. So it's been fantastic. Really enjoy it.
That's
Really great.
awesome. So Jim Sale is watching. He's saying that he's checking your quality of presentation, just so you know.
Of course he is.
You, Jim.
He's
Hey,
a
Jim.
consummate speaker and teacher. So there you go. We also have Danny Montana watching. I hear rumors that he might be in the show soon. And we also have Michael Shiflett from Columbus, Ohio watching.
Yep, from Shiflett's Automotive.
Close to you, Bob.
Yeah. About
Yep.
2 hours.
I think
There.
Mike was in my class.
Who was?
I think he was in my class not too
Michael
long ago.
Schiffer? Yeah.
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 So
See, that's one of the things I loved about instructing, and I still instruct as well. But I love that you get to meet such a cross section of our client base, and you get to really interact with them and find out who they are and what they're about. Have you guys, any of you, had that experience at all?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I had a guy in my
Yes.
class. I'm in Mississippi and he was in Mobile, and I drove over the next week and busted him. Oh, Bobby and John, not to mention any names.
So small world on my end. There's actually another C&D tires in Kissimmee, and lo and behold, I was sitting in one of Chris's class, and sure enough, we were both in that class together. And I'm like, man, I get phone calls about C&D in Kissimmee all the time. And finally, I finally met the guy face to face. I got to go in and pop in on him and check in on him.
And did you go see him yet?
Now I haven't gone to see him yet, but it's on my list. I got to go see him.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Now, does anybody have any like stories about, where you felt like when you were instructing, at the time you were instructing, that you really made an impact or something really important happened? Because that happens to me all the time. But anybody have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I have several students in my class that will be talking about things, and we go through, especially in keys to understanding with the terminology and stuff. We'll be looking at their own profit and loss statement, going through things, and it's like a light bulb goes on. They're like, oh, that's what that means. But, and being able to help them understand what they're looking at on their profit and loss and their balance sheet is I mean, that's a big deal for me, especially if they walk away with a better understanding. And several of the people that were in my classes early, they retake my classes too.
Mm-hmm.
You had a big impact on my bookkeeper, Fabiana, I have to tell you.
Oh, good.
Thank you very much. And
yeah,
Lucia, my wife.
So what happened there, Mark?
Fabiana, we took her on. She didn't know really anything about accounting, but she was very smart and good with data entry. And she's now, so thanks to Chris's class, she learned a lot of the basics that she needed to know. She kind of understood what she was doing, but she was just doing it for us, right? This is where you put the data in there. She really didn't understand about accounting, profit and loss, balance sheet, and or even how to read the reports. And thanks to Chris, she is now very proficient with that. So thank you, Chris.
Very nice.
Awesome.
I love to hear that. I love to hear those stories.
We have somebody
Anybody else
else
have any thoughts on
watching.
that?
We have Guillermo Hara of Perfect Shift watching from Texas.
he was in my
Guillermo.
class too.
Yeah.
So just in one of my classes.
Yep.
I'll
Guillermo's a
speak up.
regular in the Spanish classes.
He says he's in a lot of master workshops. I guess he's going for masters. Woohoo!
Must be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
because
Exciting.
yep.
I'll tell a story. Is one of the classes that I teach in Zoom. It's teamwork strategies, and when we do on-site inspections, it's the efficiency course. And one thing that's phenomenal about that course is that sometimes you go to shops and some of the folks are at odds with each other. The front with the back with the front, or the back and the back, and the front and the front, or they're all going at it. And you get them to what it is you get them to open up about issues that they have going on in the shop and come up with solutions for the efficiency issues that they have going on. And it's really nice to see all of a sudden the people that, because they tell me during the inspection, oh, these guys don't talk to each other. And all of a sudden they open up and they're talking to each other. And I think that is a fantastic for the shops themselves. And I think it works. That works better when we're on site and everybody's sitting around the table. But anyway, that's one story. I have a lot more, but I'll let somebody else talk.
Well, that was a wonderful story because that's could be the actual secret sauce that fixes the shop.
Yeah. And I do want to add one other thing, because Jim Saley is watching. Jim, thank you very much for your mentorship, because Jim taught me a lot. Okay, he still teaches me a lot, but he taught me a lot in regard to teaching classes and inspections as well. Thank you, Jim.
Yep. Very good.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
doing succession and exit planning.
Yeah.
I enjoy that class because I tell you, there's so many shop owners, including I was one of them, not realizing that it's harder to get out of your business than it's actually to get into. And you have to have multiple plans in place because, you know, my original plan failed. So you have to have it in place 5 to 10 years. So I mean, that's a great class for shop owners thinking about exiting within 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. And
It's an eye
you teach
opener.
that one.
Yep, enjoy it.
Yep. And I love having you teach that one because you've actually experienced it in your real life. Like you are actually exiting your shop.
Yes.
So it's very good to hear how you approach that path. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I have
Very,
a question. What I'm interrupting, Tony.
no,
Haha.
it's fine.
I have a question because there had to be a moment where, you know, where you guys went like, oh, I like to teach, or that would be something good, and then there was that step, right? Like it didn't just one day you got up and you went and stopped. So how did that? I'm curious, like how did it happen for each one of you? Like you know, what was that moment where you go, maybe I can do that, or one day I like to do that, or whatever. Go ahead, Jesus.
Well, yeah, I mean, I felt like I got cornered at the expo in Vegas last year, but
Oh, somebody put a gun to your head.
but
Vegas
at
is quite
first,
appropriate for that.
yeah, at first I was like, nah, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't have enough time in my shop. But I mean, thanks to Drive and thanks to a lot of you and all of your classes, um, I've been able to find the time to do it. And you know, I'm in the middle of a class this week, you know, and I make the time. It was a little bit of a struggle at first, but uh, finding the time and making sure that people were going to leave me alone in order for me to do this, and it works out pretty well. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Tony was asking before, um, Bob, your class, your succession and exit planning class, man, I've learned a lot. I've learned how to, you know, have plan A, plan B, and plan C in place because I never really thought about it. And I even have it up on my board here. You gave me like a 20-year mark, 25-year mark, 30-year mark, you know, and, you know, 30 years is like plan C, you know, that's when, if all else fails. And then Deanna, with you, it's I see you and I see your brother and I see my sister and I see me and my sister, and seeing how you and Wes work together and how you've kicked them out the shop. I don't think I'll ever let my sister kick me out of the shop, but it's comforting to see. It's relatable, and I think that's the best thing I can say about the classes is being able to relate to everybody, whether or not I'm teaching them or whether I'm a student in them. That's probably being able to relate to shop owners is the best thing.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Go ahead, Bob.
For me, well, again, like Jesus, I got cornered by Tony.
Tony.
I think it was right after we got masters, but moving forward after that, that was actually a very good day because you got me by surprise because I'm thinking, really, me? Why me? You know? But moving forward out of that, when you start getting your exit strategy together, and as we instruct it, you got to have a new game. And you really, really, truly do, because if I'm not instructing on a day such as just last Monday, my wife says, you really need to do something, you know? Well, and
Get
it's
out of the
true.
house.
Yes, everything that we instruct is so true because it's so real life to all of us on the screen right now that you got to have a new game. So this is my new game. I just reached out to Tony. I said, Tony, after April, you got to start loading me up, buddy, because I got to do something. So
I'm loading you up, buddy.
yes.
You don't worry about that.
Hey, Bob,
So,
Bob, you want to teach some Spanish classes, Bob?
Buddy, you want to teach me? I'll try. No guarantee.
There's always AI.
I do watch Narcos on Netflix. I don't know if that works or not, but whatever.
It's close enough.
Probably not good.
Start your Duolingo lessons.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yes,
I feel
I
like
have to
Dan has
say,
a story.
So go ahead,
yeah,
Dan.
well, I was just gonna kind of piggyback and say that Tony is a really good recruiter, because I
Oh, yeah.
remember sitting in a Zoom workshop with him and we were engaging and I was answering some questions. He goes, gosh, you should just teach this class. And I laughed and he laughed and then he goes, no, I'm serious. You got to teach this. I'm gonna call you.
Was I instructing that class?
You were instructing, yeah,
Yes,
you were
exactly.
instructing.
I'm
Yeah.
recruiting even when I'm
Yeah,
instructing.
it was great. It was great. But on the serious note, and I say this all the time, as a shop owner, like the rest of you in here and other shop owners out there, it's like you live that day-to-day fight of being a shop owner and trying to spin all the plates all at once and keep it all together, and then you sign up, with Drive, and it just becomes life-changing, right? And all of a sudden, you get your finances under control and then you have time. And the biggest thing for me about teaching is like I want to teach other people, help other people get to where I'm at and where Deanna's at and Mark and all of us in here. I mean, it's a great place to be, and I don't think any of us could have done it, or maybe it would have taken a lot longer without the help of Drive. And so for me, that's what it's all about, is helping people find their version of success, whatever that looks like.
That's wonderful. Hey, I think it's time for a station break. I think it's
I
time.
know time just
Time has been
what
flying.
happened? We just started. Where
I
did it
know.
go? Already. So first of all, Denise Malo is watching. She's Dustin's mom. He was at the show last week, if you remember, if you saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay, so
Denise?
I'm sorry.
It's Denise.
Oh, Denise, sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Uh-oh, he's gonna get mad at me.
No, no.
Alrighty. So next
After the
week.
show. No.
Yeah, really. Hold on, I still gotta stay alive until the show, but won't be long. Only about 10 more minutes. Alrighty. So next week we have Milton Rodriguez from Honest Auto. He's gonna be talking about what is turning structure into growth. And he's gonna talk about focusing into consistency and commitment is important to make the shop successful, stable, and strong.
Very good.
Okay. And then, of course, we have the expo.
Mhm.
You can all see our background. And if you go to if you go to driveshops.com, you can register for the expo and you can also reserve your hotel room. It's all set up for you to do that.
And a
Very
great
nice.
time is had by
Definitely.
all.
Yeah, and you're going to the expo, right? Right?
Yep.
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 They
Good.
are.
All right.
We'll be
Over-
there for autographs.
That's
And
right.
Kevin is Kevin Reichel
Kevin
is in
Reichel.
the house, so watch out.
Kevin.
That's what you
Hey,
say.
And Carla, real quick, Milton just had a baby last week because he was in my class.
Oh
and he was
wow.
due, and he told his wife, he said, you can't go into labor till Thursday afternoon because I got class. But he was instructing. I said, wait till I tell everybody.
That is a dedicated
That's also-
Drive client right there.
Congratulations, Milton. All right. Back over
Very
to
good.
you, Tony.
Thank you. So, do
So-
you have any questions for these guys? Because
Well, we haven't heard the story from how Diana started and Chris, and I think Mark was gonna tell his
Sure.
story, how he started.
go, Mark.
All right. Well, actually, I think it started about 2017, 2018. My then coach said, you seem like you're kind of bored and you don't have enough to do. And she said, are you interested in doing shop on-site inspections? And I said, well, yeah, I guess so. Well, I didn't really know anything about it. And it turned out that doing those inspections, we had to deliver an efficiency course. And I ended up, that's why I started teaching. And the first class I taught was actually in my shop. Jim Saley came, I taught the class, he signed off on me. And then Jim didn't, had a lot on his plate. So they said, well, how about the service advisor course? And I was like, okay. One thing I do know is I was a very good service advisor, and I was very good at shop flow and efficiency. And so the the two other courses I teach are Master and Control the Front of Your Course, which front of your shop, which is all about mostly about efficiency, how to run the shop efficiently, and how to look for inefficiencies. And then, of course, Professional Service Advisor Sales was for building relationships with customers and setting their expectations. And I was very good at that because I got burnt a whole lot before I ever took a class. I got burnt a lot and I learned the hard way. And both my parents were teachers, actually. So,
Oh, wow.
Great.
I learned a lot from them, and I enjoy teaching it. I don't want people to make the same mistakes I did because I really learned the hard way. It was really the hard way, and I
Yeah.
prefer that other folks don't do that. And the other thing I'd just like to say is I learned so much from the folks in my class, you would not believe it. And surprisingly enough, from people that actually have not been in the industry very long. I think, we've been in it so long, we kind of miss stuff, and they come in and they see stuff that we don't see at all, right? It's like, we don't see it. So that's a quick story. I could say a whole lot more, but I think for any shop owner, the master control of the front of your shop is probably one of the key things you need to know in order to get your shop efficient and really start making money and get rid of a lot of the headaches that occur during the day. And then of course Deanna's class too, the essentials of shop management are key. So that's it.
Right. And just so everyone knows, for you guys who are old schoolers who might be watching, Master and Control the Front of Your Shop is a rebrand of the Controlling the Front. It's, if you remember Controlling the Front we've been delivering that workshop for literally decades. And it's a scheduling thing because it is controlling the front and it's for general repair and for heavy duty. But we also have controlling the front for collision because collision workflow is so different. We have to have two separate workshops, but we deliver them at the same time now. So we just rebranded it as one class, but then you break out with your collision guys and you break out with your, general repair and heavy duty guys. And that's what it is. So it's that controlling the front class.
So we want to hear from Chris and from Deanna. Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Chris.
So I've known Tony for a hot minute. And when he initially asked me to teach, I blew him off for like 3 or 4 years.
It took a while.
And then he finally came to me and he said, okay, I'm not taking no for an answer anymore. We're getting this started. And I said, okay. So that's in short, that's how our story went. Tony said, yes, you are. And I said, okay, fine.
It was wonderful.
It was great. But like Mark, I learn a lot from my students in class too. It's great. The conversations that we have in those classes and the bonds that we develop are awesome. Seeing the light bulbs go on is incredible, but the networking is important, I think, as far as, being a shop owner as well as being an instructor. But and these guys, I can't tell you how supportive these guys in front of me, or my looking at you guys, they're beyond supportive. Drive is a great company. This bunch is a great bunch, and our clients are one of a kind. They're not going to find them anywhere else.
Yep,
Awesome.
I agree.
All right, Deanna.
I remember when I thought about teaching, I was taking some of the master classes over. I was doing a redo because you can retake the master classes, and I was taking them. It was so much fun because I was at a different place, and the teacher would call me and instructor, and I would answer and so on. And I thought, man, this is too much fun. And so I got the idea. I said, well, I'm gonna ask if they'll let me just sit in on all of them and just help for free. I don't care. Yeah. So I asked Tony about it, and he said, we can make you an instructor. I said, well, I don't want to be, I just want to be in all the classes. And he says, no, we'll make you an instructor. And I thought, well, and he did. So it's awesome. And again, the essential shop management, I get to see so many people who are brand new to the program, and just being able to walk them on that path and get them going to masters, because everybody needs to be on the path to masters. Period.
Yep.
The end.
Yep.
That's right.
I don't have time to tell you all the whys. Just do it. Just do what I tell you. You'll be happy.
And you know what? That is a wonderful place for us to end the show. So over to you, Carla.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.